Welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour, your source for all hard rock, heavy metal, new metal, alternative, punk, horror punk, hardcore, rock, and all local bands, with your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bodfather.
This is Whip from Queensryche, and you're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
The views and opinions of the guest do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of BODS Mayhem Radio Network, its staff, affiliates, or sponsors. Parental discretion is advised. Welcome to BODS Mayhem Radio Network.
Hey everybody, welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour. I'm your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bodfather, and as always, I'm bringing you guys awesome interviews. Today, it's an honor and a huge privilege to have Mr. Michael Wilton. He's the guitarist of Queensryche. You guys know him from Queensryche, of course. Queensryche has released their new album, The Verdict, via Century Media, and has released a music video entitled Blood of the Levant, and new lyric video for Dark Reverie. Also, Queensryche is out on tour right now until April 3rd on the North America tour. Then the Verdict European tour kicks off July 25th in Berlin. Whip, man, I have loved your guys' music ever since the freaking 80s, man. So you still got a lifelong fan right here.
Well, thank you so much for having me. It's great to be here. And yes, The Verdict is the latest album, and it is killing, and the songs are great live. So everybody come to our concerts.
Speaking of that, man, let's jump right into this, good sir. Queensryche is still putting out albums still to this day since the 80s. With the way music is today, are you surprised Queensryche is still putting out albums and continuing to tour just the way everything is today?
Yeah, that's the way you do it these days. Everybody's streaming and not buying CDs anymore, so bands are touring a lot and putting out albums. So that's what we're doing. We have 85 shows this year and love the touring, love seeing the fans, love playing the music, and being on the stage live is something I've been doing for so long that I love to do.
What's impressed or excited you the most about making the new album, The Verdict, if anything? What's impressed you or jumped out at you, man?
Well, it's just something that's great because we are musicians, and you know, we have to take a break from the touring and put out an album, and this was such a great thing to do because the band gets together and writes the music as a band, and there's no dictatorship. So it's everybody's gets in there, spontaneity, live solos, everything is just great, and it's so much fun for me, just like when I was a kid in the 80s.
Now, you guys have released a music video for Blood of Levant and new lyric video for Dark Reverie. Was it hard to choose between the current set of songs on this album, Whip? Which one would be the first single and video for you guys?
Well, Blood of the Levant is the first video that we've done, and, you know, the next one was Light Years. So those are the two that we put out as videos with the band in it. Okay. And then the two previous, Man the Machine and Dark Reverie, were lyric videos that we put out on YouTube to just get the fans going before the first videos came out.
Any songs standing out more to you than any right now possible on this new album? I mean, I know it must change every time you listen to it, but do you have any that stick out for you possibly?
On the playing live to the fans, Light Years is really killing it. And then, you know, a lot of people listening to the CDs, they really like Inside Out. So it's really great, you know, to get all the praise from the fans. And we're just really enjoying. We'll probably be adding another 2 songs to the set list later this fall for the tour. And people are going to love it.
I want to ask this right fast. When you see generations of Queensryche fans coming to the show still this day, what goes through your mind when you see this, man?
Well, I think it's because, you know, the way we're writing the music, it has an edge, but it also has the roots. because of my guitar playing. It goes back to the early 80s. So people hear it and they go, hey, that sounds like Queensryche. I recognize the roots there. I recognize the riffs. And that with the band now, we're at a point where people love Todd La Torre, and Parker Lundgren, and it's something that a lot of younger generation kids are coming to the shows now. And, they say that they love the music because it has an edge and it sounds current. And so we're just kind of bridging the generation gap with the hardcore fans that have been there from the early 80s now to the new fans that have been following us for 7 years now. So it's just great to play live, to see such a, variety of people in the audience and see them just enjoying, the live presentation of Queensryche.
And I'm not saying this in a bad way. I'm saying this in a great way. I'm saying this as it's great to see bands still from the 80s, still touring to this day and putting stuff out there, because it's very hard. I see this every day. So kudos to you guys for still kicking ass to this day, man.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we are musicians, there's a lot of creativity always brewing with us. And, that's why we have a great record company and a great record deal. They want us to keep putting out new music, and the fans do as well. So as long as everybody wants that, we're going to keep doing it, and that's something that really value and love to do, because creativity really gets you going and keeps life going.
Who did the artwork for the album? Because I'm going to give the artist a little big shout out here. Who did the artwork, man?
Well, you're going to like this because it was my son, Jazz Wilton.
Nice. That's awesome, man. Seeing his artwork and having it on the album, man, what's that mean to you?
Well, it's a thematic conceptual idea from the band that translates to the artist, and they give their representation of that, and it's something that you just work back and forth until you get the imagery that you want. And it was a great endeavor and a good relationship. So we're really happy with the artwork on the album, and it's just something that really worked out with the opportunity and the timing.
And one proud papa.
Of course.
Now, this album was produced by Chris Zeuss Harrison. I mean, he's done a ton of work here in the last couple of years that I've seen. How was working with him on this?
It was great because, he just knows the band. He knows how the band should sound. He knows our personalities. He knows how to get the best performances out of us. And he's just an amazing producer, engineer, and someone that really understands Queensryche and really understands our music and the way it should sound and be produced.
Could you see you guys work with him again, possibly on down the line?
Yes, of course. I mean, obviously, there's always scheduling conflicts, but we will always want to work with Zeuss. It's something that works for us, so why change?
I know this is a crazy question, but have you seen growth musically in this band and yourself up to the release of this album since Todd has joined, or has it just been more of a personal growth for all of you guys involved in this?
Well, obviously, once Todd came into the fold, it was a band again, and it was everybody writing and everybody being creative. And that in itself is something that everybody loves to do, because being in a band, it's a hard thing to do, but it's also one of the funnest endeavors to ever have, as you become brothers and really just bring to the fans the creativity and the sound of Queensryche.
I know these are two concepts, but do you like to do anything differently, Whip, during the writing and recording process to help keep your mind fresh and open, to not let the music get boring or let the music get stale? Do you like to do anything differently?
Well, I think, with Queensryche and the music, it's just about kind of letting the ideas flow and let the songs write themselves. I think, you have to really trust yourself, and that's something, that takes experience. And obviously I've been doing it for a long time.
Sure.
And, it's you just have to let things go and not worry about what's the trend, what's everybody doing. what's on the radio. We don't care. We're about, writing what's in our hearts. And that's the main focus, and that once you believe in that, it translates, that's why the fans keep wanting us back. And, it's all about, for us, just keeping it real.
In your own opinion, what can fans expect at a show from Queensryche who have not got to see you guys live as of yet?
Well, first and foremost, we're musicians, so you're going to see a live performance act that's, sounds just like the CDs, but, it's a live flavor. And, there's a lot of energy. There's a lot of fun. And, you're going to hear a good variety of songs. You're going to hear a lot of the legacy songs that made Queensryche big back in the late 80s and early 90s. And you're going to hear a lot of new music, which blends in quite great. And we are having just a fun time. And, so fans should come out and check the show out. And we are, just at that point where everything is in the A game area for us, and everybody's really comfortable being in the band, and everybody's, just having a fun time. So we're in a really good place.
We're living in the digital era of recording albums to get music out quicker now, and plus we got social media to reach out to more folks. Do you like this that we're living now? I know this is a new way of getting stuff out, but do you like this now, plus reaching out to more fans on social media?
Well, it's a big situation in the world as far as entertainment, and you have technology which is progressing, and there's no way to stop it, so you got to adjust and overcome, so you just have different tools now. You have different ways of doing things. You have different ways of reaching the people. You have different ways of recording, and some of them make it easier, and some of it is a real pain in the ass. But all in all, you just got to be part of the game and really just get in there and give it your best shot.
What does Queensryche bring to the table for music that's not out there as of right now, if anything possibly?
Well, I don't know if we bring anything different. I think what we do is Queensryche is a bit of this and a bit of that, and we're kind of unique in our own style of music. And I think that's what fans like about us. It's it's got a little bit of metal, it's got little bit of hard rock, it's got a little progressive rock, and it's got, a little bit of experimental, music in it. And that's something that, it doesn't work for everybody, but it works for us. And when you look at a band that's been around for 37 years and has its hardcore army of fans, it's something that, we're very grateful for.
What made you want to become a musician, Whip? What was that spark for you that said, yeah, that's what I want to do?
When I was 17, 18 years old, I remember, that's always a contemplative situation in a teenager's life, and lots of things are going on. But, the short story is that I went to a Black Sabbath concert that had Van Halen opening, and I had never seen Van Halen live. And I saw them live, and I saw Eddie Van Halen, and I go, man, I would love to do that. That just looks so fun. And that was kind of the discerning factor that steered me that way. And the rest was, a lot of hard work, a lot of wood shedding, practicing, and, eventually taking advantage of opportunities.
What a concert. You got Black Sabbath and you got Van Halen. That's pretty fucking amazing to me.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was amazing. It was, I can still remember today, Van Halen opened with On Fire.
Oh, nice.
And that just blew me away.
Damn, that's awesome. That's awesome, man. I know you guys have traveled all over the world, played all kinds of places, but is there a country that stands out or even shocks you that Queensryche gets support in? I mean, is there one that sticks out that you can't believe that, wow, we actually get a lot of support from that country? Oh,
it's amazing. We everywhere we go, it's always interesting, and it's always sometimes a challenge. For instance, we played in India, which Queensryche's never been there, and to get the support of the fans there, I mean, we were surprised. It was just great. There's a big prog metal thing going on in that country, and they had us, and we graciously performed for them, and that was, like I said, there's opportunities happening, and music is more of a world thing now. And So, you know, these opportunities happen, and, you know, sometimes you have to travel a bit and experience stuff, and we're always experiencing something new. So that's what's cool about it.
Do you have a band on your bucket list that you would like to tour with, or maybe do an old school album split with, possibly, Whip?
Oh, I mean, there's countless bands, you know, that Queensryche's toured with that I would love to tour with again. You know, obviously Iron Maiden or Metallica, or it would just be great. You know, we see those guys from time to time, and those two come to my mind at this moment.
I just have to say, Silent Lucidity was a song for me that hooked me to you guys. I mean, I still like all your music, but that song right there, man, it sent chills up me. You know, it made the hair stand on my arms. You guys are still putting out good shit, but that's what drew me to you guys. So again, kudos, my friend.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, that's a very special song for many people, and we have great respect for the song. My buddy Chris DeGarmo wrote that, and you know, it's a monster, and it deserves to be played live, and you know, it's always a joy to play it.
And I want to say this too, and no disrespect to Jeff, but I'm saying when Todd came in, his vocals are so raw and so powerful that you have to take notice when he sings. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. When he sings, you have to take notice to it.
Oh yeah, I mean there's a big energy, you know, on stage and on the albums. You know, Todd has such a you know, powerful and emotional voice. So, you know, it's something that, you know, a lot of fans, especially the new fans, you know, hear the songs and they go, we sure love Todd, and this is the way we want to hear Queensryche.
Folks, you want to get out and pick up The Verdict out via Century Media by Queensryche. I'm telling you right now, this band has not put out a bad album. And I'm not saying it just because Whip's on here. They have some fantastic music out there. And you're seriously missing out on a great band from back in the 80s till now. Still great music. Whip, how can folks stay in touch with you guys, buy some merchandise, tour dates, things like that? How can they do that, good sir?
You get all your information, go online, go to queensryche.com. Our website will pop up, have all the links for all the social media, for merchandise. Everything is there. That's how you can stay current with Queensryche, and you know, things are always popping up on there, new dates, and that's kind of your to-do list thing. You know, go check out queensryche.com.
That's the number one priority for today, folks. Well, before I let you go, good sir, would you care to do a promo for my show?
Sure. This is Whip from Queensryche, and you're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Everybody stick around. We got some great stuff coming up, and you only hear these interviews right here on BODS Mayhem Hour and BODS Mayhem Radio Network. Get out and check out our Facebook page. It has our podcast link, YouTube link, and hopefully soon a Twitch link. And also get out and check out Queensryche. You will not be disappointed. New album, The Verdict, is out now via Century Media. And like I said, check them out. Whip, thank you so much, and continue with the success, my friend.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.